What's going on, everyone? As you all can see, I am not in Nashville, Tennessee. I am in Huntsville, Alabama at the Wicked Barbershop with the one and only Nadia.
Hello.
And to my left, we have Will.
What's up?
Now, before we get into this, I have to say it. Everything on this channel, everything on this video is alleged. It's for entertainment purposes only, and everything is in our opinion. Because I'm going to tell you right now, we're not getting no lawsuits. Because people love to do lawsuits up in Huntsville, Alabama. You will not see our faces in no courthouse, all right?
Please.
We are good. Now, we all know Will from Love and Marriage Huntsville, but before we get to Will, let's ask Nadia a few questions. How are you, Nadia?
I'm good.
Now, what all do you do besides take pictures of D'Angelo right here? Good.
So I am a photographer, videography a little bit, but my day job is I'm a handbag designer. Well, I'm trying to look at him this way.
But we can hear the difference, like when you turn.
Okay. Let me turn this way. So I'm a handbag designer. I specialize in leather, and I've been doing that for about 12, 13 years full time.
Okay. How long have you known Will?
For about 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Will, tell us a little bit about you outside of the reality television show. Who are you, and tell us what you do.
Okay, well, you're in my lounge and barber shop as well.
I wish you all could see this, but I'm gonna have to do some behind the scenes so you all can see how amazing this barbershop is.
Thank you.
Trust me, it's not black. And trust me, I already did my walkthrough. It ain't no back rooms back there, so you don't got to worry about that. We'll get into this a little bit later behind the scenes, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So the barbershop, the lounge. That's what I do professionally, as I'm a barber. And actually, how I met her, myself, Kenny, and a friend we had then at the time, we had a basketball team. And someone had given us the name of her to do, was it our warm-ups?
Yeah.
Because she also makes clothing. Well, her main thing is she makes handbags with the gray button. But they're like, she's good at all types of stuff. She could probably make your warm-ups. And we're like, all right, cool. So we hit her up, and she came through, and you ended up making us something, right?
Not really.
No, what?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. I know we got
No,
something.
so we got the warm-up suits started. We were working on sizes and placement, and I think
and it fell through. It fell through with him. That's what it was.
friend,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. All right, that's what it was. But we just went from there. But what'd you start helping? How did you even
Pictures.
So we're doing this. It was
Memory.
pictures. That's right. All right. So we're doing pictures, and then we all became friends because we hang out in here sometimes.
Who idea was it to come with the chair and the whole D'Angelo picture type shoot?
Honestly, don't know.
I think it was no. I think no. So we were just doing shoots.
Mm-hmm.
We were because at the time I had a little more time, and it was like, okay, if we have time on this certain day, let's do, because we got lots of stuff loaded that we can drop. Like we had like a 70 shoot, stuff like that. So we're just doing things, and we were here one day, and I was most interesting man in the world was my idea. I wanted to do the most because I love that guys. Those commercials are hilarious to me, and I was just like, you know what? I should just get naked and take this picture. And she was like, "Do it. It'll be good for content." And bam, I did it. And that was how long ago was that?
That was like a year and some change ago.
Yeah, it was done a while back.
I almost forgot about it. You posted it. I was like, oh wait.
Yeah. No, I was just going through the watches and I was like, I got all these pictures I haven't done, so let me just put some stuff out because I hadn't done. I needed some content.
How in the world did you come up with the name Wicked for the barbershop and the podcast? It's not okay.
You said how did I come
How
up?
did you come up with the name Wicked? What's the story, the backstory for that?
Okay, so like we talked earlier, I told you I was just always like skulls. I was on kind of just dark, mystic type things, right? Always, right? And Kenny is too. You probably can't tell, but Kenny actually has a tattoo of a skull tatted on him.
Why can you not tell?
You probably can't tell.
Right.
But he does. So we both like skulls,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when I was coming up with the name for the lounge, I was thinking of something that would go with it, and it was going to be nefarious, right? But I don't know. And Wicked just seemed like it was just a little more acceptable, right? So we went with Wicked, and then I think Kenny was the one who was like, "Man, 2WICKED would be dope." when we were talking about doing the podcast. Yeah, and they were like, "Damn," I was like, "I like it. I like 2WICKED." But she says I'm wrong. But the podcast idea was her and Kenny's, and this is exactly because if you're going to see this on people, if you watch us, you're going to see I've said the same exact story a few times the same exact way because this is exactly what happened.
That's what like good liars do.
No, I'm not though,
just
and I don't have a good memory.
I'm just
I don't have a good memory either. I was over there. I think I was cutting. They were in here in the lounge, and I think Kenny said, "Man, we should do a podcast." And I was thinking, yeah, right, because to me, there's so many, right, so saturated. I'm just like, I have no faith in it, right? And also, Kenny has a platform. I'm like, but who are we? Like for people that don't even want, you know what I mean? How are we going to build and get attention? I think the idea was also we were in the shop. That's what I was cutting, and we were just having conversation. And when we do that, it's always great conversation when people are in here, right? And that's how he said we should do a podcast. And I was just like, still. And am I going to say the same stuff that I'm saying in this barbershop while I'm cutting there on air? Am I going to be willing to do that? I was like, I don't think that's going to work. They're like, nah, you can do it. I was like, also, I don't want to put time into something that I'm not going to get paid for. And then they started talking to me about the logistics and, oh, you can monetize this and do that once you get here and do that. I'm just like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And I said, I'll give it a shot. The only two things I want to put into it are I want to show up and talk on the podcast. And if you need money, I'll help with that. I don't want to put a whole lot of time into this. And that's the most I put in. This is a whole bunch of damn time. It's a big investment. But it's been worth it, though. I think it's fun. It's growing. It's actually showing. That's the only reason I'm still in it.
Okay, now what's your side?
Yes, now how do you think
No,
it
I
happened?
mean, it did go like that, but he's saying it was me and Kenny's idea. I really feel like it was Kenny's idea, and I was willing to help.
You backed it up, though, because I remember saying...
Well, I'm agreeing because he's like, there is money in podcasts. I'm like, yeah, there's money in podcasts, but you got to be serious. Yes, I can help. But it wasn't like, guess what? Yeah, I think we should have a podcast.
Okay, all right. That might be right.
That's why I say...
That might be right. That might be right.
It wasn't my idea.
So
But
Kenny is the mastermind to the podcast.
It was his idea.
No, he
like,
just
it
straight up, we should do a
was.
podcast. I'm just like...
Yeah, Kenny has a lot of ideas.
But Kenny always... Kenny... he would come in with an idea. Now, will he back it up?
So from working with Will, how would you describe his personality?
What y'all see, really? I mean, funny, I guess.
Oh, thank you.
Just a cool guy.
How would you
Chill.
describe Nadia?
Nadia is very easygoing, like laid back, chill person. She kind of gives you the real on here. She probably don't give you all of her real answers to how she feels about stuff on the podcast, though. She's not very open, and she's not easily pulled into something like me and Kenny. Like we get in a conversation, me and he'll get going. We were like, man, we got to edit this shit out. We can't even say that, right? But she's got more reserved. She'll sit back. I'm not gonna say that. Okay. So yeah.
So you said you've been in Huntsville since 2002, right?
2002 for
How
college.
long have you been in Huntsville?
So I've been back in Huntsville for 3 years, 3.5 years.
Okay, what made you come back?
Just getting older, and I mean, I brought my business here. I have some family here.
Did you ever think there would be a reality show in Huntsville?
Nah.
Did you ever think that he would be on a reality show?
Well, I didn't know him before I moved back here, so.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I met you when you moved back. Right?
Yeah, it was pretty much a couple months after being here, because I have a studio up the road that I work out of. But no, I didn't, because when I left Huntsville, I vowed never to come back, and here I am.
Want to hear a funny story?
What?
So, my son's mom, my last son, my youngest son, she was on Instagram. I was over at her place during that time. This is right when you came back, I guess. And she was like, "Oh, there's this girl. She's 7-day. She makes these purses. Like, get me one of these
Not
purses."
Not 7-day,
right?
by the way.
Well, I think you used to be or something like that. I don't know.
Yes.
So I guess she assumed you still wear.
Okay.
Well, she's like, she's dope. She makes these bags, and she's showing me these bags, right? And then she goes, "Don't go in there liking her, because you're gonna like her, right?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she didn't even show me her. She showed me her stuff that she makes, right?
Yeah, like my work.
Yeah, like the work. So when we did the stuff for the basketball team and she came through, and she found out it was her, she thought I had gone behind her to try to reach out to her. I was like, no, they gave me the name of a person, and that's who showed up. Like, that's it. I said, hey, we need this. It was her. I didn't even know these were the same people, right? But that's how
the universe works that way.
Huntsville works that way. Huntsville, I'm talking about, you are going to come across everybody some kind of way.
And it's crazy because I'm not even like an out in the mix person. So for someone to just recommend me, like, that's weird.
Oh yeah, and you got double recommendations too. It was Mr. Erskine.
Oh yeah.
He just walked. Yes. He just walked in here one day. This is an older guy. He's just coming. You know, he always got barbershop guys. He's one of those. He'll come here and hang out 16 hours, right? And he was like, "Hey man, I met this girl. I don't know where he met you at." He was like, "I met this girl, man. She is amazing." He was trying to hook me up though, but he was like, "Man, she is pretty. You like her. You should talk to her." But he was like, "But on the business side, it was something else he was saying that you could do for us." I can't remember what it was. It was something else also with the basketball thing though.
Okay.
Or maybe it was make the jerseys.
Oh yeah.
It was make our jerseys, but we were like, we already got jerseys or whatever. But and he also gave me the information, and I was like, all right.
Does she still believe or think there's something more to it?
I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure. But at this point, you know, it just is what it is. But yeah.
Gotcha. So before we get into the reality show of Love and Marriage Huntsville, I'm gonna make sure I stay in this microphone.
Yeah, thanks.
So before we get into Love and Marriage Huntsville, you have already said that Huntsville is very small.
Yes.
So you meet one person, the other person might know him. It's just gonna be in a huge circle.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Can you correlate that with the actual show?
Yes.
You would?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So basically, Love and Marriage Huntsville kind of does give off that it's small.
Oh, for
and
sure.
you're going to come across the next person, may have heard of them through someone else, but there's a way that it's going to connect to each other.
Man,
everything will align.
If you've heard the story, it may not be your friend, but it's a friend of your friend that it happened to. Like, that's just, yes, it's really like that.
Gotcha.
And in different demographics too. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, it's not just, now for sure, the black, it's going to be a little smaller, but no, everybody in Huntsville, for some reason, you're going to come across everybody some kind of way.
Okay. So where are the spots that people hang out in Huntsville?
It depends on what you mean, like, because you got food hangout spots, and you got drink hangout spots, and you got club hangout spots, right? Mm-hmm. So you got lots of them, though. It's growing like crazy. They're adding more clubs, like, daily. And I don't know if you watched 2WICKED, but we had Jabbar Westbrook, JB, on. Mm-hmm. JB's he just opened one in Madison. It's the only one, called Entice. He's got Trio, which is a restaurant.
Now, I've heard of Entice before.
And it's the only club in Madison. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty dope. It's a lot of fun.
Does he have Hideaway?
He's opened the Hideaway back up.
Oh, okay.
Because it shut down. He's opening it back up right now. They're in the works of doing that. He's got the pool hall. Good Times.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you got Good Times, and he has something else.
So what's the demographic for these places?
He's smart though. It's all good. So they're different. So Good Times is that younger crowd. Mm-hmm. Trios, whoever. It's mainly a restaurant.
Okay.
That plays music. And then Entice is like our age group. You want to usually have around 30, 45-ish.
So is Black not on that list?
No. So all right. So Black is where we go. Like the people, like I say from. I've been there since 2002, so I say from Huntsville, right? Okay. So me, Marceau, we all know each other from a long time, and like especially Wednesday nights we have karaoke. If you're going on karaoke night, it look like hardly anybody's in there. You probably see 15 cars outside. Mm-hmm. It'll just be everybody that knows everybody, and it's a great time.
What is it?
Wednesday nights.
What time?
8. Starts at 8.
All right, so if you're in Huntsville on Wednesday nights, make sure you go to Black at 8 o'clock.
You will have a great time. You'll probably get some free drinks tomorrow. So we'll be in there having fun, and he will be giving out drinks.
Mm-hmm. And make sure you go ahead and grab chocolate in a bottle. Miss Wonder would say chocolate in a bottle. So make sure you go get that out right.
The bottle.
All right. Now, did you ever think that you would have friends that would be on a television show?
No. I mean, never. The thought just never. Even when I heard that the show was coming, like I knew Martell. I used to work with him a long time ago, but I don't know Martell, right? It's outside of when we worked together.
So did you know married Martell or the single Martell?
I knew single Martell. That we worked at a moving company that rode to to work on a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that brushed his hair all the time because he had waves at the time, and he was single. He was super single.
Oh wow.
At the time, right? So that's the guy I knew back then. Very young, a lot younger. So this new guy is a different guy. Yeah.
What's different from the one that you know?
Well, from what I remember, like I never saw him out or anything. It was never like wild.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's never that dude that's in the club drinking up everything, hollering at all the women. He's never been that guy. But I could just definitely tell in the marriage, he was really into marriage and family.
Mm-hmm.
So now we all know how that happened. I just think it's unfortunate for him. But he made some mistakes. But he seems to really be like, that's what he wants. You know what I mean? So
let me ask you something. Do you think there's a possibility, and don't make this question too much about Martell, but just in general, do you think after a person go through a relationship or like they can do you think they can go back to their old ways if they find themselves once they go through so much?
when you're saying go back to the old ways, you mean like after the relationship?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I'm a guy, I'm a certain person as a single guy.
Mm-hmm.
I get in a relationship, so I change for that person. And then when it's over, I go back. Of
Mm-hmm.
course. Hell yeah. Because, I mean, you sometimes you try to make things work in that relationship so you can, well, I guess, this not change yourself, but try to fit and mold to make it work, right, for the other person if you feel like they need, or sometimes you think you need to do that yourself, you know? So if it don't work out, you might just be like, hey, back to plan A.
So how long have you known Ken?
Oh, man, since 2002.
So you known Ken as a single person before he got with Trish.
Kenny is 3 years younger than me, so he was 15 when I knew him. So,
Okay.
yeah. But I have, to answer the question, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your relationship like with Ken versus him getting into a relationship with Trish?
Okay. Completely different. Completely,
I'm not liking it.
completely different. So myself and Kenny, as two single men, like we did a lot of fun. We went all over the place, did a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you're gonna imagine for real, like was that. And then it was me, him, and another guy, right? It was like a trio of guys that had similar interests. And he got with Trish and disappeared. That's literally what happened. Like one day we're out, and we were going out every night at this time, right? Like we're out every damn night in some city, in some state. Never stops. And one day he's like, oh, where's Kenny? He was like, he's probably with Trish. Like, all right, cool. Next night, where's Kenny? Let me text him. I probably ain't gonna be able to make it out, bro. I'm tired. Next night, where's Kenny? Mm-hmm. Like, yo, then he became the guy to joke on. Like, you always laid over with this girl, and that's really what it is. So he's rather spend his time. We're not mad, you know, you're gonna joke on him, you gotta do that. But, you know, he's where he wants to be. So she did. We're just talking about voodoo. Maybe that's what she's into. Yeah, she got it.
So my question is like, do you all have conversations about that? Like, did you take offense in any kind of way of knowing like, okay, my friend is no longer here. He's constantly going to be with this female. Because normally you don't hear guys talk about that.
Yeah.
A lot of guys want to hold things in. Like, okay, like, bro, let's have a conversation. What's really going on? Before you got with her, we was doing all of this. Now
you've changed.
Exactly. So what is the conversation like?
We definitely had a conversation. Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what are you doing? Like, with this? And then he was just like, nah, I'm just chilling, bro. And it was like, we did all this stuff for so many years. He's like, I was over it anyway. I just had nothing else to do.
Mm-hmm.
He said, so now I got something else to do, so that's what I'm doing. And it was like, I can't be mad at that. You know what I mean? Because everything we were doing wasn't positive either, right? So he's at home laid up. He's cool. He's safe.
Are y'all looking at it like you guys grew up, or?
Yeah, for sure. That's really what happened. Because, I mean, even with me, like, I didn't get Trish, but it gets old. You know what I mean? Like, it ran its course.
Mm-hmm.
It was that time anyway, though, yeah. Especially with me. Like, 'cause I'm 3 years older. Them 3 years really be showing when you're out. You know what I mean? Like, just as far as how you feel, what it looks like when I'm in the club. Like, we've been in a place before. I just sat back and I'm looking around like,
Why am I here?
you're really like, why am I here? Like, really? And you start thinking, like, every club, no matter what it looks like, who's there, what do we really do when we go out? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm really here buying a drink, eating some food, and looking
just
around.
to look at people.
So have you experienced that change the other way around? Instead of him getting with someone and then you get with someone, Have you experienced that change?
Like me dipping on the crew.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. It didn't have to happen because unfortunately that third party is no longer with us, and Kenny's always been with Trish, so there is no longer a crew. So, but I did get tired of the club.
He got sat down by himself.
Yeah, it was a forced retirement, right?
So do you feel like she kind of brought some good qualities out of him, like moving forward into a different life?
Yeah, I think so.
Lifestyle.
I think for sure. Now I know she did, but it's just I'm gonna be real with you. They are some toxic ass people though. Like, just, like yeah, for real together. Like, you know what I mean?
Hold on, now. Do you know about this?
I don't get it. Nobody's personal
She
business.
ain't gonna say nothing. She's seen some stuff though. Everybody
Hold on, nah. So you holding back?
seen some shit. It just spills over, man. They be like one day they are literally both ends of the spectrum. If the rainbow starts and finishes, they're literally both ends.
So, and I hate to bring this up, but I'm gonna bring it up. So when you say toxic, I remember there was a scene on the show where Ken ended up walking out. Maybe it was something dealing with like, so you gonna act like I don't pay for such and such or whatever. Was that a real moment? Because I do know sometimes with reality television, it can be scripted.
Yeah.
Like Martell said, they're paid actors sometimes.
Okay.
And I do know with reality television, they make you do scenes over and over again until they get what they want.
So what scene are we talking about?
The scene where
He got mad and left.
Yeah, he got mad and left. And it was something he was like, so we're not gonna sit up here and act like I
don't pay for all this.
Like, was that a real scene?
Yeah, and I would say Love and Marriage doesn't do that, by the way. They don't make you redo stuff to get what you want.
Really?
They don't be like, nah, redo that. Nah, that doesn't.
You the only one that said that.
No. They do not say redo this, right? So if they didn't they may set up a scenario where they might be like, okay, I didn't hear you or something like, can y'all run that back or something?
Okay.
But they don't literally say that's not what we wanted because they don't tell you what they're trying to get.
Okay.
You don't find out.
So
until
you all are
see the
hearing him
scene.
clear this up. So all right, cool.
Yeah, you won't know what it is until you see that scene.
So could it be a possibility like with the microphones? Like they didn't hear something, like we was just setting up the microphones right here.
Right.
So if they're doing something and they be like, okay, we couldn't hear what she said.
Yes.
Like y'all try to
We that literally guy come out, hey, we had an issue. Can you say that again? And then he'll just go to the back and then like, what'd you just say? Could you repeat that? Something like that. But it's not a script.
Okay.
Yeah, and that scene, to answer your question, was hella real. It was condensed though. It was a lot more. I was supposed to be in that scene. I was supposed to come over there and do something. I'm not gonna say what, but they blew up before I came. The blow up happened. That was a real blow up. So literally, I'm coming over there and I'm like,
I need my drink.
yeah, it was good. It was good. And I live like right
Did you
across the
leave
street
it
from
over
them.
It's over there.
I got you.
Thank you so much.
And I'm about to pull up, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to pull up. He's like, don't even worry about that. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I'm about to come to your place. I'm like, all right. He tells me what happened. He's like, nigga, we blew up in front of everybody.
So that was off camera when you was on when he was going to come to your place.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's the stuff they need to follow. The follow up is like what we be missing, like, and then we watch the show and we like, okay,
It's hard,
we
though.
didn't see that part.
It's hard, though, because I'm sure the show would love to do that, but people don't really let people, huh?
You have a certain amount of time too.
What do you mean? Well, yeah, the production too. Yeah, they're at work, right? But the show itself is going to be intrusive because it's your real life on display, right? So that was a real blow up. So you know what I mean? So you're really angry. She's really embarrassing you. He's really embarrassing her, right? So I think fuck y'all, I'm leaving. Literally is what he said. Like, and he leaves. So in that moment, he's not gonna be like, fuck you. Hey, y'all follow me. You know what I mean? Come watch this. That's not reality, right? Like, it's just not gonna happen that way. So they packed. I was coming through. The production crew was packing it up. I was like, what's going on? They're like, you gotta talk to your boy. I was like, oh shit, what happened? Yeah. But and then it's the crazy thing, though, right? So like I was saying, with the both ends of the spectrum. That's one time. Kenny told me a million times, I'm done with it. It's over with. I can't do this. Da, 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 da. So he calls me. He comes over. He's telling me what happened. And he gets up. He's like, man, I'm about to go out. I'm about to leave. I'll be gone. He said, I'll hit you up tomorrow or something like that. And he dips. The next day I hit him up like, you good? He was like, yeah, I'm straight. I'm just taking my time. You know, whatever. I'm chilling. The day after that, I'm like, you good? He was like, yeah. Well, I said, what are you doing? He was like, I'm over here eating with Trish. I'm not even kidding you.
So when you said that You all were hanging out real tough, and then he got with Trish. When did you all find out that she was still married?
Good one. We found out literally from the show too. It was nothing that was ever discussed.
Hold on. From what show? Love Marriage?
Yeah, like it was never discussed. It's just that Kenny, there was this girl that Kenny liked. We called her, we didn't even know her name at first. We called her the fitness chick. Because you gotta understand, when Kenny was single, he was dating, right? It wasn't just Trish at first in the beginning.
Okay.
Right? So you got the fitness chick and whomever else. So every time, it was like, oh, the fitness chick. And then it just became only the fitness chick. So then we learned her name. So fitness chick turns to Trish. And that was it. We just know Kenny and Trish. And then on the show, we're like, wait a minute. She's married. But I don't think that's something, she was separated for so long. I don't think it's something it was just general knowledge that she's going around telling people, well, I'm still married.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, Ken, if you and Ken talk, that would be something he probably would share with his boy, right?
It's not that I don't think Kenny withheld it from me. I just don't think it came up. Because I don't think it was that big a deal to him because she was separated for so long. I don't think he ever had to deal with Oh, you know what? Hold on, wait a second. The first time he came across Marquez, there was an altercation. And he called me and was like, you might have to pull up, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what happened? He said her ex-husband. So I think just it was understood, we thought from then going on that she was divorced. We didn't find out that she was still married into the show. So that's how it happened. I remember
So was a
her
conversation
ex-husband.
not had after y'all found out that, oh, wow, back then you said ex-husband, but now on this show, they're still together?
Wasn't really that big of a deal, man. Who hadn't done that?
I mean, because
Who hadn't done
listen, I've been married before.
Right.
So sometimes in conversation, like he said, you're not trying to give out your business. So it could be like, yeah, I was married before. Y'all had that conversation. And then if you're discussing your past, you're just saying my ex. And people are assuming my ex-husband.
Yeah.
You're not like, well, legally, we're still on paper. He won't. You're not trying to explain all that to people. So some stuff gets assumed and then you don't clear it up.
Would you say it's okay to move on while you're still married? Like, as far as like date other women?
I honestly think it just depends on the situation.
On the situation?
Like, yeah. I mean, I can't speak on someone
I think most
else's
people do.
situation.
I don't think anybody like waits till the papers are completely signed and everything goes all the way through before they say, okay, now I'm going to go out and start entertaining other people. I don't think no one does that. That's just not how it's done.
And people think it's just so simple to just get a divorce. Like that stuff be dragging out forever sometimes. And sometimes the other person is doing it on purpose. What are you supposed to do? Sit there on ice the whole time? I mean, I don't know. Some people,
I don't know how it works.
All right, so from doing reality television, have you ever had a moment where you was like, you know what, I don't think I feel comfortable discussing this topic, or I don't think I want to be a part of that scene? Have you ran across that yet?
Oh yeah. I mean, I just say sit quiet, and they try to guide it, and try to bait you to get Kenny saying something, and I'm just like, or vice versa, or usually it's more vice versa though, because I'm more. I don't care. Whatever, dog. Like to me, it's whatever. I'm gonna say whatever. But Kenny is the one who's more calculated, in what he says, because he gets a lot of flack, like just for a lot of different reasons, right? So, but one is just because he's with Trish, I think.
From what we saw so far on the show, what moment can you just think like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I was right there?
Like stuff that's just happened on
that we've already seen, not anything that's coming up, but like as far as like everything that has played out right now.
Marquez showing up to that backyard. Y'all don't understand. I don't care. I'll tell it. The real was way better than what was aired. And look, I don't have no problem with Marquez. God bless him.
Now, I was told they cut that up real.
Boy, they had to. It was extreme. The dude really showed up like on one. Like I'm about to. It was. I thought he was acting, and Kenny had been saying for the longest, like, man, look, dude is something. If you're around him, just brace yourself. And I'm just like, you know how it is. Women will tell somebody my ex is crazy, or dude said my baby mama crazy. They're just talking or whatever. But nah, they hit the nail on that. Dude is really something else. Like he showed up. This is the intro to him, right? In my intro too. When he walks into the backyard, He walks straight to the bar. He fixes a mixed drink. He fixes a shot. He takes that shot. He fixes another shot. He takes that shot. And he grabs the mixed drink, and then he grabs the bottle. And he turned around and said, "Hey, everybody, I got an announcement I'd like to make." That's how it started. That's really what happened. And we were rolling. Me and the other guys in the back were being silly. Kenny was pissed because it's embarrassing. But we're like, wait, what's happening? Is this his party? Kenny was like, man, I told y'all.
So the part that we saw on television where he was just making the announcements, they was right beside each other. So they cut the entire part right before that.
He took them shots, and apparently he had already been drinking before. So apparently he came with another guy that we all know.
Allegedly, he was drinking before. So William Jones was just don't want to say it, just say that.
But I just know that the guy he came with, who we all know, he was like, man, he walked over and said, "Didn't I tell you to chill? Calm down." He was like, "No, I'm just taking some shots to take the edge off." He said, "We just left the bar for you to take the edge off." So I know he was drinking, allegedly drinking or whatever, but yeah.
Do you feel that sometimes, and I understand it's a job, that production can sometimes put cast members in situations that are uncomfortable, but at the same time, not understand the consequences of and the repercussions that possibly could happen during that time?
I think they're actually counting on it.
Because, like, keep in mind, you had children there.
Yeah.
So if something would have, really took off.
But I don't think, see, that's the thing. I don't think anyone was really expecting the magnitude of Marquez. Right? Because you just still thinking, all right, dude might be a little disgruntled. He might just be mad about the divorce or mad because of Ken. He might, at the worst, you're going to be thinking like maybe just a tussle, right? That's really the worst thing that you really think that could happen. But you're not just expecting this dude to really just be over the top.
Yeah, that type of behavior.
Yeah, you just, no one's really, you're not expecting that from an adult. And he gives it. Like he will do it. Like he's not playing. Like that's really him.
Have you been around any of the scenes? Like you just
I just hear them talking about it. Yeah.
She just usually stays away. I think you hung out for a scene one time, right? I think
I was here when they taped before, but not with
but not in. Yeah.
So when the camera stopped rolling, what's the natural reaction of everyone when it comes to like you, Ken, Trish, everyone together in that one setting? What is the reaction?
It really depends on how that conversation went, because we have real conversations, right? So if we're having a conversation and I'm saying some things that Trish don't like, because I've said things like, I'm trying to make it show, right? So I'm like, so what are y'all doing? Y'all want to introduce a woman in the relationship? So she's really, he's really pissed off at that. So when it ends, they're really like, man, what the fuck are you? Why are you? So I'm like, so it depends on how it went. If it was just chill, then we say, let's go get something to eat. But if it wasn't, if it's heated, she gonna get up and leave, not say bye. And, it just depends on the direction.
All right, so the first season that Ken and Trish got on the show, you wasn't on there. Did you watch anything from that season?
I probably saw everything they did because, Kenny being my best friend, every time, every scene, people screen record whatever, and send to me. Look at your boy. As soon as it drops, look at your boy. They send to me all day. The stuff with people, So.
Did you look at their relationships differently from what you've known from talking to them?
Yeah, I've learned a lot. Matter of fact, I learned some stuff from that scene we were just talking about when you stormed out. I learned that he didn't tell me everything from that scene.
Oh, wow.
Some of the stuff that they argued about in that scene, I was like, wait a minute. You just came over here and sat. We talked for 3 hours, and you never told me. So I called, we talked, I'm like, why didn't you tell me? Like, man, you know how it is. I'm like, I kind of do know how it is, right? But it was eye-opening for me to be like, but I understand. That's y'all's relationship. Will ain't part of that relationship. We just best friends. So you tell me what you think I need to.
So even though you're not a part of the relationship, however, when you're coming onto a television show, you're somewhat blindsided. So out of respect, I will hope that my friend would like, hey, let me know everything before I get in here and I say something. Then I'm looking dumb like, okay, you didn't tell me that. Then everyone can see the reaction. Like you can tell he didn't know about it. He lied to him. So how do you all just
are y'all friends?
Exactly.
Nah, we definitely are friends for sure. But yeah, there are those moments where it's just like, man, because that moment was really like wait a minute. He said what? Rewind. Like, why didn't he tell me that? So then it also makes me wonder, like, damn, why wouldn't you tell me that? Like, were you embarrassed, or you think I'm like, what is it about? I don't know.
What's a scene that you felt that was the production edit that made you look like, hold on, that's not what happened. that like came across the wrong way.
There's been some scenes for sure. I would say probably the main one. The scene where we shot right over there on that couch, where he asked me, I think Lance Fletcher, no, Chris asked, what would you do if you were dating Trish or if you were seeing Trish, something like that at this point? And then I scratched my head and I said, man, Trish should be a thing of the past. It's not how that happened, right? I didn't. Or what do you think Ken should do or something like that? Trish should be a thing of the past, something like that. And I was like, nah, that's not quite. It made it look like I was telling him to leave her. Now, I did say that, obviously. You see it coming out of my mouth, but I don't think that was the sequence or whatever. So I think that did create a little bit of friction with me and Trish at the time, but she understood, you know.
Gotcha.
Uh-huh.
And my phone will be going off right now. And that's excellent. We'll talk about that later.
All right.
So created friction between you all. Now, that's the conversation I wish I could see because you and Ken are friends.
Uh-huh.
And did Ken say something to you like, hey, Trish feel this way after seeing this scene right here? Or did she just reach out to you and say like, well, what's up with this?
So me and Trish are good,
Mhm.
right? All right. So me and Trish are really good, actually.
Mhm.
So the things that I don't like about Trish come from what Kenny says, right?
Mhm.
When they get into it, he calls me, I'm the guy he talks to, right? He's venting to. But I do also understand that that's Kenny's side, right? Even though that's my best friend, I still understand that's his perspective, right? So I'm not just like, oh man, hell yeah, man, leave her, she's stupid. You know, that's just not me at all. I listen and I give him a different perspective. Hey,
And you also know your best friend.
and I know Kenny, right? And I know Kenny, right? He could be extremely emotional sometimes when stuff is happening, right? So, and I know he will calm down and have better vision later. So sometimes I just listen and like, well, do you think she felt like this because of that? Or do you think this could have been because of that? Or sometimes he says some shit, I'm thinking like, Kenny, nah, that ain't how that happened, bro. I know you. You know, so, but me and her are good. So she wrote me directly. And she was just like, wow, I just wouldn't have expected that. And that hurt my feelings. I was like, damn, she really thought that I would just put you out there in the water like that. Like, come on, Trish, be better than that. So I just wrote her back. And it was like, just ask Kenny what happened. He was there. And then he cleared it up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How do you feel about all of this?
I'm just
You just
like
sit back and
this,
just listening.
Exactly what I do.
So you're
Sit here
learning
and
new
just
information
listen.
too.
Yeah,
Like,
because I'm not on the scene for nothing. I like it that way.
okay, let's talk about the scene where I think it was the scene where they was trying to get Marceau and Martell to like bury the hatchet or like move forward. And you came up with this joke about Ariane. We should have play like, hey, I got something to tell you. Like I've known Ariane. What made you just say that? Were you trying to break the ice? Like, was it something prior to that? Like, even though Marceau said the craziest shit. Oh my gosh.
What?
He was like, something about I like coleslaw on my hot dog. I'm like, oh
that dude
my God.
knows how to twist a knife, right? He's very good at that, right? So he's A+ guy when it comes to agitating people.
I'm like, how did
getting
y'all
under
not
skin.
laugh at
Marceau?
that?
Huh? Marceau.
Marceau said about Marceau because
Who didn't laugh?
They call
Who didn't laugh? That's more editing because I laughed.
They call Martell his baby mama Ariane Curry. They call her coleslaw.
Oh,
And saying she's a side because
Basically,
he was with.
Funky Dineva came up with that. He was
Okay.
like, you know how like you have the entree, the appetizer, then you have the side,
okay.
and he was like, Ariane would be considered the coleslaw.
Wow.
And for so many years, like when he said that, the whole world
That really
just ran
became,
with it.
yeah.
Her name coleslaw.
Okay.
And for Marceau to say, I love some hot dog on my coleslaw, or he said something about the back seat or something.
Yeah,
I'm
talking
like-
about Buick. It was crazy. It
I
was a
was
lot.
like-
Yeah, I was like, oh.
So everyone did laugh at that.
we were like, why are you going so hard? But I think at the time, he had enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he felt like he was the one that just kept taking the high road and taking the jet.
Mm-hmm.
Martell keeps swinging and swinging. He's like, all right, that's enough. I got something for your ass today. I think that's what had happened on that day.
So I can see both sides.
Me too.
But at the same time, it's like, I understand Marceau, but what do you do when your wife is constantly going at another man? Then you expect the man not to say anything.
Yeah.
And then the world be like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be talking to a woman that way.
Yeah.
But I'm like, so it's okay for them to say whatever they want to say?
Like you said, I understand both sides, right? It's one of those things that has to be a mutual thing.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I think when it comes to them, I think whenever one decides to chill, the other one ain't on that same page yet, right? So then another stone will be thrown, and then bam, right back there again. Because we've seen it. I've seen it off camera. The same thing. It's like, they're really trying to, let's come together, whatever it is, and then eruption. So there really is something underneath, and I keep telling them that, and I'm like, I'm gonna get it out of you. There's something y'all aren't saying.
It's that bro code. That's
But
what it is.
what is it though? But what is it? It's something that they will not say, and I keep asking them both. What is it, bro? Just tell me. Tell me what really has something that y'all. What will y'all not divulge? And they just kind of clam up.
The thing is, I feel if the world was to even find out what it is,
It's got to be major.
It does, but at the same time, Martell put himself in a situation where no matter what he says, nobody will believe it. Like, at this point, it doesn't even matter because everything about Marceau and Tisha has all been hearsay.
Yeah.
He say, she say.
Right.
There's no
nothing
facts,
substantiated.
nothing at all.
Yeah.
And I feel like since Martell went through his situation, he said that, that Marceau was making jokes about the situation going on with him and Melody. And Marceau, he fell back. He didn't say anything after that. But you bring up that they were sleeping with 20 women, then it just continues.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So how do you go back from that? Because now Tisha done sit up here and called him gay.
Yeah.
And
It's gotten very personal.
Martell done went and got some girl that supposedly slept with Maurice and Marceau.
The YouTube thing, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, it didn't land.
That one didn't. I was surprised too, though. But I think the reason it didn't is because she never really gave a good receipt. I was waiting for at least at the end. She was like, "Oh yeah, look at this text or something," right? I'm like, give me something. Well, here's the video. Oh, this is us in Vegas, and she didn't do none of that. So I still don't know if I can trust you. Like, I don't know. I don't know. You need to say, "Hey, go say you did this."
So, do you believe bro code and the girl code is somewhat the same?
Oh, I don't know. It should be, I guess.
It should be.
Definitely
so,
not.
what if the code is broken? Like, if girls, y'all have y'all situation, and then one person get caught in their situation, and they want
just
everybody else to be miserable just like they are.
Oh, that's just trifling. Like,
That's trifling.
yeah, just take the L.
So basically, in so many words, Martell's trifling.
I think.
I just don't talk on other people's business like that. That's just not what I do.
I think ultimately, Martell feels like it's not really about that bro code stuff. I think it's when this show started, Martell was the guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was Martell and Melody. That was their thing. And other people were tag-alongs. And they were doing well in their business and whatever, extracurricular things they had going. Everything was going well. Then his situation happened. And he's not doing so well as far as just what the things he wanted to be portrayed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marceau seemingly has elevated because of that. Now, so instead of, he thinks that like when Martell was like, look, I was up, I reached out and added you and helped you out with certain things. Now things have turned. He's not extending that same hand is how he feels. And I think that's ultimately like the resentment. I don't think it's just him being like bitter.
Extending the hand, what does that look like? Like,
it looks like, all right, I'm messed up. Don't make jokes about
Like,
me.
have my back a little
right,
bit.
right, yeah. Don't try to pour salt on this wound, right? Yeah. Obviously, I'm messed up. All right,
but if Marceau apologized for that and you move forward, how does it keep going backwards and not moving forward?
Because what's done is done, and then also when you find out, so I can apologize about something. All right, so me and you get into it right now, and I leave, and I go out and I go to Black, and I say, man, Anthony Lofties is worst, the terrible guy, worst ever. And then I go to Entice, and I say, Anthony Lofties, right? Mm-hmm. And then you find out I told somebody at Black that you're the worst person. Mm-hmm. And then we have a sit down, and I apologize. and then you leave and you meet that guy at Envy, you meet that guy at Entice, and they tell you the other things that I said, right? So
It reopens.
right, hell yeah, you're like,
Wow.
damn, what the hell? I thought we had this, you know. So
So the wound is there until it's not being talked about anymore.
right, and then when you start throwing, that person throws a stone back, you're gonna create some more wounds, and they just keep re-wounding. And
So how is there a
There's no
chance
time
of
to
a
heal.
possibility of a friendship? I honestly don't understand how the show can move forward.
all right, so I think it's different with guys and girls, though, right? An easy way for guys to get back good is to physically fight.
Mm-hmm. I want to get it out.
You go ahead and fight like dead ass. Me and Kenny have done it before, right? You do that and then you feel better, like instant. Like it's just an instant relief. The aggression is gone. And the tussle and just like
It's like the nonverbal way of saying, like, you hurt my feelings.
yeah,
Let's address it.
Yeah.
I'm admitting that it hurt.
yeah.
And then, like, that's y'all addressing it.
So there need to be a scene of like a boxing ring and just let them get in it.
I just to be real, Marceau's my guy, but I don't think that would go too well for him. I could be wrong. I know him to hoop to play basketball, but I don't think boxing is quite.
I mean, Maurice will be over there to tag team and come in.
He will. I mean, he's not gonna let him do that on his own. You're right. We'd have to hold him, tie him down somewhere because he's definitely diving.
I think at first when this show first came on, they was talking about the comeback group building houses and everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like overall the show has literally lost its mark.
Okay.
Now I can understand the drama.
Yeah. You gotta
But
have
there's no balance with the professionalism and
Just said that.
at least show us something of Huntsville. I mean, coming here, I would love to see guys up in here just Dr. Francis. They finally brought him back. He was one of the therapists that was on the show when they did like the couples retreat. I would love to see a bunch of guys in here and actually have a therapist right here, and you were actually talking about having those conversations that most people are not privy to hear. And I how can I say it? Like barbershop talk.
Yeah.
Barbershop talk versus the salon talk.
Yeah.
I would love to see something like that. And it seems like the drama has just taken over the show.
I wonder if we can get Marceau and Martell in here on the podcast and kind of do that.
Okay.
Bring a therapist in.
I want to be front row when that happens.
And keep some boxing gloves
I don't
handy
think
just in
that'll
case. Like, bring some boxing gloves just in case that needs to happen.
Or rope it off.
Like, all right, we got Dr. Francis, but he's just going to witness. Put these gloves on.
But no, you need to have
Make it
him.
part of that.
Dr.
Dr. Francis, have you ever talked to him?
I haven't. Kenny has. I haven't.
I'll give him his information.
Okay.
But you know what? Bring him on.
Yeah.
You would enjoy it. I had him on my show twice.
Okay.
Everything that he talked about, the relationships with the marriages and all of that stuff, it was good.
Is that good?
You will enjoy it.
Okay. All right. Do you think I should just do it alone, or should I actually try to do that?
No, do it alone first.
Okay. All right.
At least you can get an idea of where he's coming from,
Okay.
and then you can work your way in with
All right.
Marceau and Martell.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm. If you can do that, you are the master of podcasting. I'm just being honest. Like I don't see that happening.
I mean, because knowing Marceau a lot better, more than I know Martell, right? I just work with him in the past and know him from being around now with this. But he does seem, be a bit emotional about that topic, the subject. But he don't seem to be just
Who, Marceau?
Like stubborn.
Martell.
Oh, Martell.
He
Okay.
doesn't seem to be just the stubborn, like I'm not, it's just that he gets triggered. So if you can stop that from happening some kind of way, I think you might be able to have
But
conversations.
you also have to
and
understand
progress.
in their relationship, Martell wasn't the one that was out in the front. He was the one that was behind the scenes. And Melanie did all the talking, the public speaking.
okay.
So I feel like that's something that Martell
That's not understand. That makes sense. That does make
Now,
sense.
Marceau, I can see Marceau doing it.
Oh, for sure.
With no problem because he love to talk. Him and Maurice.
Yeah, right.
FaceTime.
Right. Which you just reminded me. We got him. Have you seen our dating profiles that we do? Like we create a character.
They're like spoof
And we
dating.
do the spoof dating profile. You haven't seen those? All right. Anyway, we just got Marceau to do one the other day though. We'll
How was
see.
that? Oh, you haven't uploaded
We
yet?
haven't uploaded that, but it was great. He just loves to talk, right? He just do the stuff. But
we were gonna ask you. If you
yes,
wanted to
that's what I was getting to. We need to get you in front of the screen.
Okay, yeah, let me see some of those. And I could get back with that. What do you feel are some of the worst things that you saw so far when it comes to filming, not on the show, but when the cameras are off? Mentally, has it been draining to you? Have you seen it being mentally draining to other people?
I mean, the only thing I can really speak on for real, I guess, would be the Kenny and Trish situation. Because being his best friend, I am the guy that always gets the call. And I am always the guy that's like, no, you're not. You're like, I'm done with Trish. No, you ain't. Like, I'm not, and and this happens when they, Now, they've been better here lately, I guess. They've been doing better. But for a time there, it was really like a every third date thing. And it was draining. Like, yeah, dang. Right? Like, come on, what are you shit or get off the pot? You like her or you don't.
Do you think it's like added pressure because they are on TV?
Hell yeah. Because, I mean, it has to be.
Definitely.
It has to be. Because now I got to think about multiple things. I got to think about my image, how people are going to perceive me if we break up, the fact that we're literally on the show. This is a job that we have, right? I got to think about that. And then how, if we do break up, how are they going to spend it? Because what really happens in real life don't matter to how the camera makes it look, right? So
what does that mean for our contracts and all that kind of
And then, moving forward with business, everything. So, yeah, it's not just an easy decision, I guess, to be made. But regardless, you got real life.
like mental health should trump all that stuff.
Yeah, you got to, so if you can't hack it, you just move and then take whatever comes with it.
All right, so from watching the show, you see they talk about marriage. Do you think it's a good idea? Because I think he's asking questions about marriage. Like, as soon as they get a divorce, do you think that would be a healthy thing to go ahead and set a date for marriage, even though you've been together, but you're going through the divorce? Well, they're divorced now.
They're divorced now. She's divorced, yeah. She's been divorced for a minute now. I don't know, because that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not in the house, so I'm not hearing the conversations that are being had when I'm not there, right? So I really don't know where they are with that, because it's not just Kenny. Kenny loved Trish to death. Even, I mean, if they were fucking screaming at each other, angry, running out of the house, and she was like, all right, Ken, I'm ready to get married, he'd probably be, all right, win. Like, just to be real, right? That's my boy. And he probably would still be like, okay, when we doing it? Like, I know we mad, but fuck it, let's do that first, right? But I don't know where she is with it, because she has a life too, and she has feelings, and, and she literally just got a divorce. So I don't even know where she is with that in her own head, because me and Trish are cool through Kenny. Like, she ain't just my friend, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to even ask her, hey, Trish, how do you feel about the finalization of your divorce? So who knows,
Is there anything that you basically watched from the show that you really had to just go back and look at yourself and be like, you know what? Is this something that I do? Like, looking at the other guys on the show, their experience or what they're going through, and be like, and you might hear Tisha or Kimmy basically say, this is how I feel, and you do this. Have you ever seen that and like, you know what? I do that too.
Oh, for sure.
Like, you like self-reflect?
Yeah, hell yeah. Just speaking too fast. Like, sometimes just saying some shit and just like, yeah, I probably need to think about some stuff before I, let it out sometimes. But yeah, I see that all the time with them.
What advice would you give your castmates if you wasn't on the show, just from looking at their stories?
From their stories? I wouldn't, though, because I know them from real life. So I know when I see something on TV, if it lines up with what I know, right? Not what I've heard, but what I know. So if I was going to give them advice, it'd be advice on real life. I wouldn't give them advice about what's being aired on the show.
So what have you thought so far of this entire conversation?
I mean, this is what I do. I don't know much about who you're talking about, so I know certain names, but it just seems like people just need to work on themselves. that's what I get from everything.
Always good advice, right?
People just need to turn it inwards, get that together, and then talk about the couples and the marriages and all that stuff.
I don't think I could be a producer. Because I know, each person get their own producer. It would be too draining. I'm like, you know what? That pay has to be amazing.
Man, it has to. Because, you're literally managing adults.
Well, and this is probably why they turn out being like, I don't really care about these people. Like, I'm just trying to spin the story, try to make the money, because they're not listening.
You'd have to compartment. You'd have to shut it off.
You're trying to be therapists on the low, like, well, hey, wait, just to get some scenes done. So you're probably just like, I just need the best, juiciest content.
Well, yeah,
I don't even care.
But you kind of got to be like that too, though, because even if, let's say, you're somebody's producer and you see exactly what they're doing wrong in their relationship,
right?
But you look at your phone and your higher ups like,
exactly.
I need something from you. It's like I can't patch this thing up right now. This is what's selling.
Exactly.
So yeah. So
have you ever felt concerned about the well-being of Ken being on the show? From like, okay, don't do anything that's gonna get you in trouble, especially when the storyline has been him, Marquez, and Trish. Like, I see the way it's going, but I'm so concerned that my friend might get to fighting for real. Because it was the last scene where Marquez has not been back on the show since then. They was in the house. I don't know if you saw this. So he came over. To my knowledge, he just walked in, the way that they put it. And he said he wasn't going to let his daughter carry the bags or something like that by herself.
Right.
And who was that lady? Cheryl.
Yeah, Cheryl was there with.
Yeah, Cheryl was talking to Trish. And there was a situation that took place. I'm like, he walked in with a hat. He didn't walk out with a hat. I'm still trying to figure out where is that hat at.
Yeah.
Because the hat is nowhere around. Even his son, like, grabbed him, like, I don't know what the son trying to tell him, like, just go ahead and go.
Yeah, it was like, just, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just leave. Like,
could there have been a situation where
it could have been real bad?
Yeah, they could have turned into like a real bad fight.
It could have been really bad. I'm glad production, was able to handle that because.
But it got to the point that lives was like there was some threats made.
Oh yeah, it was.
And I think security had to be out there. I think. Was it for the next 24, 48 hours? If I'm not mistaken, that's what I was told.
Yeah, I think Marquez made some threats about doing some stuff afterwards. And I think that's probably why he hasn't been back on and they had the security.
Because I think production got worried too because I think it was to everybody.
Yeah, he just made a blanket threat.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah,
basically
you gotta take those serious.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I know he did a interview with someone and he was talking more about the situation. He was crying. But that ain't nothing new. But like how far, when is enough is enough?
I don't know. See, when you have people that are in a certain mental state, you just got to just be careful because you never know what to expect. You can't expect sanity from insanity. You know what I mean? Like once you've identified this is crazy, moving normally now doesn't make any sense. Right, so the only thing I can suggest is just try to avoid it as much as possible. Now, unfortunately for Kenny and Trish, you can't avoid it because you got kids with them. So they got to figure out how to deal with it, as lightly as possible. But now he is literally stated like I'm not about to. I'm gonna give you hell. Like I don't like screw you.
I mean, but we have watched Ken try.
Yeah,
like he have really tried to
extended hands. I'll welcome him into the home. Let's play video games together. The three of us guys and let's do things. Let's incorporate you into the family. Because I was telling them at first to do those things. Because I'm thinking.
You regret that?
I do because he had told me that dude was insane. But I'm just thinking once again, this is what you're hearing from Trish, right? Or she's telling her side of the story, right? Or what she believes probably to be true, but it's not really the real. And upon having been around him a few times, now I realize you can see it in the eyes before you even start talking, like something's not quite,
So production made the best decision to finally, I wouldn't say fire because they haven't said nobody was fired, but just end scenes in that way due to safety reasons.
If he's making threats, probably. I mean, I don't know because like I said, I'm not around that dude all the time either. So maybe he didn't always like that, but the times I've been around him.
Would you ever go full time?
Full time what?
As a cast member?
I don't if I would have the time to do that. Like I do a lot of stuff. So I mean, if the pay's right for anything.
What is something? Okay, so y'all live in Huntsville. What is something that you feel they could add to the show to highlight Huntsville?
You said it. They need to just show the positive sides of the things that people have going on, like out here, because everybody over here is doing stuff.
Even if it's not to add like entrepreneurs or like, I would like to see a scene with the owner of Entice.
Yeah,
and to see them do more things with that. Only thing I think we see with Love and Marriage Huntsville is either somebody getting arrested, there's a lawsuit, somebody cheating, or some type of allegations. There haven't been any positivity.
Or you're not
So for a
showing
long
like people being able to work well together,
That's what I'm saying. Like, and
that kind of stuff.
That
And
hasn't been
are.
done since the first season when they tried to bring the comeback group together.
And I don't know, because like I said, there's things. Marcel put together a damn kickball league.
Really?
Yes, with everybody, all the businesses around here were having them coming there wearing their T-shirts representing, and it was positive. And I was like, I
want to get that back going.
Oh hell yeah, and it was dope. Yeah, so stuff. I mean, just like what we're doing a play, right? Like stuff. Just everybody's involved in something that's positive. Like they can highlight it. So we like to see some of that.
Yeah,
too,
we
though,
all
so.
have our own. Like even in this, we all have our own businesses, but we're able to come and work together.
Yeah.
And on a common project, I mean, show stuff like that. That's what I want.
Yeah, because that's. I mean, the reality is, everybody has some negative stuff going on in their life. It's because we live in reality, but it's usually a lot less your real life, right? You know, you have to handle that negative stuff when it comes up, but there's usually this line, this normal, that's way more than everything else. You got highs, you got lows, but usually you're somewhere in the middle, right? Get some of that middle. Just what people are doing when they're not cheating and not
the extremes. Yeah, we're watching the extremes on TV.
Right.
So what's the craziest like DMs that you had that's come from the show? Like I'm curious about
from
that.
Oh, you mean like
people just reaching out to you?
Oh man, I don't even. So most of them are requests now because I put it to where if I don't know them, it was good to request. But every now and then I'll go in and read through. I just see them all the time. I get ones people will talk about my package all the time.
Like women are crazy.
Like all the time. Like what's in those fans or show
and
it
not
and
even
stuff
just
like
the
that.
women though.
Just
Like
like,
everyone.
Yeah,
like
it don't just be women.
Bold
Right?
statement.
They just straight say whatever they want to say, and it's just be like, is this real? Like this got to be fake. There's no way. And some of them be having open pages like real. Like this is just this is me. Whatever. Like it's both. Yeah, it gets it's funny though. We look at them and laugh. Kitty gets a lot. We look at them together and laugh. All right, watch this. Do you know this person? And sometimes they be in both. A lot of
They
times.
was definitely over Ken at Stormy's birthday party. I'm surprised you weren't there. Y'all didn't go.
I don't go to stuff.
Ken and Trish, they was there.
Stormy's
it was her birthday party in Atlanta.
Oh yeah. No, I think I had something going on. I was supposed to go, but I think they did it on Saturday.
It was packed.
So I had to do something on Saturday. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I really don't even know what to take away from this because I wish Dr. Francis was here right now. So, are you single?
At the time, yes.
Okay, you say at the time,
At the time,
but right now you're not.
no, I am.
Oh, okay, right now.
At this time.
At this time. Okay, at this time. Okay, I'm making clear. Okay. So, from being on the show and talking about relationships, what are certain things that you look at and be like, you know what, I'm not going to do this in my relationship? What's something that you can take from the show? They can say, you know what, I'm going to be a better communicator. I want to make sure I'm not bringing a lot of toxic, negative energy into my relationship.
Yeah.
What can you take from the show? You be like, no, I'm not going to do this in my situation.
I mean, literally what you just said. I mean, from that show to even during this podcast, it started on relationships. That was our original idea. And then it just shifted to, way more, being more broad. But our first few podcasts about relationships, everything kept coming down to proper communication. Right? And accountability. Right? So, those are the two things from the show. If you watch, if people would be accountable for themselves, right, and learn how to communicate properly, I think it would alleviate a lot of their issues in the beginning. But once you've put a lot of stuff into your relationship, it's hard to come back from, So if you start with those boundaries, then I think it'll, like I said, handle itself.
Do you feel that a side chick can go to the main chick? Like, what's the saying? The way you get
can she move up? So if I have a side chick and I break up with mine, can she move up? Yeah, I've seen it before. It just depends. It depends on just really that relationship, right? Because there's different. A side chick ain't just a side chick. Like, what was that side chick to you? Like, cause some dudes really be having like two mains. She just wasn't first, so she's a side chick, right? So you just lost one and you left with one. So that's usually that situation, and yeah, for sure, then she can just be where she was anyway. Sometimes the side is better.
What are the conversations like in Wicked
They're wicked, man.
when the guys come in and what all have you heard?
She's heard now. You
Heard
definitely
a lot.
Yeah, I want to know like what are the conversations like?
I mean, guy talk. You're a guy, you know.
Okay, but have you ever had to
Talk.
jump in and be like, that ain't right? I don't believe it.
Yeah,
Like,
I weigh in. I do weigh
Mhm.
in and like a woman's take on stuff.
Mhm.
And hell yeah.
so
But-
what's something that you had to weigh in on?
usually when you jump
know.
in is when we start hitting the women do, women this. The
Oh yeah,
women-
I don't. So
women be
I don't like general statements because when you say like, oh, well, women do this, and then I look at myself, I'm a woman. I'm like, I don't do that. So then I'm like, let's change the verbiage. I understand like you've had experience with certain women, but I don't like general statements. So I guess I always jump in on those. Maybe.
And see, women are like that. They always say that.
Yeah,
You're like, I don't do this, but they usually do that. Those things that they say they don't do.
I guess. See? And then my thing
I'm
is
different.
because I try not to do that for the guys. Like I've had horrible experience with men. I really have. But I literally try not to put that on every guy that I know. And like, well, y'all men do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all notice that, but like I really consciously try not to just put that on people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I'm joking. I do the same thing. I try to take every situation at that face value for that, no matter what it is. Even when it comes, we were talking the other day outside of relationships, and in one of our wicked conversations was about racism, and we're talking about the stuff that you see. It would be easy to be like, man, white people are the worst, right? With what's going on right now, but it's like you really just can't do that. You can't be like, I'm cutting them off. We're not dealing with them because we have white friends and white coworkers and things that hopefully they aren't evil people, right? So that just wouldn't be fair to them as a human being to just be like, man, y'all evil. Fuck y'all. Die. Go to hell. Whatever. You know, it doesn't work that way. So my relationship with that person is my relationship with that person, however it is. So
Okay. So when is the next event that y'all have in here?
we just did one right before Halloween. Halloween was on that Friday. We did one Wednesday. We had a Halloween get together. I don't know. We just usually they're just something Kenny pops up with. Hey, we should do
yeah,
this.
it's usually Kenny.
And then we're like, all right, cool. We'll do whatever we want. But yeah. But probably the next thing that we'll do, maybe not as too wicked, but Kenny and Trish have been having the exercise.
Okay.
I don't know, what do you call them? You filmed it.
The boot camp?
Fit,
The
by,
boot camp?
fit by choice.
Fit by choice. So that'll probably be the next just event as a group that we do.
Okay.
Yeah, the Fit by Choice. I don't know exactly when it is. I think they were coming back after Christmas because they were giving the holiday breaks. I think they were doing the holiday break, and then they were coming back in New Year's.
I think that's the thing with reality television. While we're watching it at this time, it's already happened. Now we look at social media.
Oh,
It look
yeah.
like they're good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I was like
The
that.
delay,
I was
yeah.
like that at Storm and Party. They was like, "And the church broke up." I'm like, that ain't what I saw. I mean,
Yeah.
And anytime we
yeah.
post something, people are like, "What? I'm confused."
Yeah.
They're
Mhm.
lying.
Yes. And they get in there and we're like, no, that was what was happening then. But I was telling you earlier, though, it's hard, even for production. I know it's got to be hard for you to keep up with because literally they'd be like, fuck them, I'm done. We'd finish. And then 2-3 days later, they're back. So I filmed the man, fuck you.
Yeah, like I was
We
there.
filmed again next week, right?
Yeah,
And it's different. So it's like, how do I
piece this together without
right,
it looking
right?
crazy.
So it's not. So it's like I'm not trying to create something, right? I'm not trying to trick people, but I have a show to make. So I was like, it's got to be hard,
Because you
you
don't
know.
want to say, "Well, they're back together. Let me cut out everything that we just filmed."
right?
see, that's why I couldn't do
Right.
reality television. Because if I'm sitting up here, I'm like, "Nuh-uh." Now last week you just did such and such. Now you telling me that y'all back together? So I want to know everything.
Yeah,
If we're gonna give them a show, might as well just go back.
that's what
We say it
we
all the
talk. We
time.
say we're like, look, man, why not? I'm told Kenny, like, bro, do you want to really make this thing work? Put it all on there.
There was a scene, I don't know if you saw it, but Trish was meeting with Destiny and Cheryl. And Destiny made a comment, something about Ken. She was like, I don't like it when he does something. And I'm like, okay, what's she talking about? So obviously the conversations are had amongst the group about the relationship.
So Destiny says she don't like it when Ken does.
Yeah,
something?
she said when Ken does something.
Okay.
I don't know if he's maybe he get an attitude or something like that. She didn't really speak that much on
Okay,
it, but
yeah.
she's spoken about like I don't like it when Ken does. I'm like, so what are we missing? Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
you're saying you're obviously missing.
yeah,
some
we're
parts
missing
of the
something, and
for her
I'm
to
like,
witness.
of the
Yeah.
conversations. Okay,
like the show better on YouTube versus the actual
that's
that
what
we
we
see
said.
on
We need
television.
to be taking some BTS and
Mhm,
then
behind the
selling it
scenes,
out
like-
to the,
Selling
to the
behind
people.
the scenes, right? For sure.
Well,
Like,
you
y'all
know.
want the real?
Well, that's what y'all can talk about that on the show.
No, I said the other
'Cause you
day
gave
they
us a
got
lot.
to it, and Kenny was in the car and they were arguing. I was like, I should have filmed him without him knowing it, and then so
That was a
And then the only thing
money.
that's gonna do is create the storyline for next season.
Hey.
And then it's gonna
Up the
bring you
price.
into it more
Yeah,
of
I was
like,
like,
okay,
nah,
why did you do that? But yeah, I
Nah.
wouldn't suggest doing that, especially when I take it from somebody who recorded stuff and who actually released some stuff.
Ooh.
You don't want to do it. You don't want to do
Don't
it.
do it. It's good. All right, yeah,
Mm-mm.
good, good.
It
I
will-
wouldn't do that.
it
to
will
him. I wouldn't
bite
do that to
you.
him. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. But I wouldn't
Right.
do it to him.
But yeah.
Close to home.
Yeah.
So how do you see everything moving forward with you and outside of the show? How do you see yourself moving forward? Have people tried to talk to you just because you're on the show now?
As far as being on,
Just maybe date you. You know how like some people have ulterior motives? Like, okay,
Yeah.
I know he on that show, so let me see if I can shoot my shot or whatever. If I see you at Entice, be like, he on he friends with da.
yeah,
Because I've seen people on different reality shows try to do that to get camera time.
yeah.
So have you ran across that yet?
I mean, there are definitely women that reach out and be like, I saw you on this show. You're handsome. Are you single? I saw you on this show. Let's hang out. Stuff like that. But just like people here locally, everybody pretty much already knows.
How do you feel when they do that? When they ask you, like, are you single? Like, would you even talk to someone?
It's crazy to me. Like when someone just reaches out and says that to me, like just nothing about me at all. Yeah, I saw you on this
Right.
show. Are you single? And I usually don't reply.
Like red flag number one. Like,
Yeah, when I first started getting them, I was like, okay, I think is this my job? Am I being rude by not just
Mhm.
Says
having
my
this
job.
conversation? Like, this is a person talking to me. And then after that, I was just like, I don't have to. I'm not. And it's too much.
It's too many of them.
It's too many.
Yeah.
I said I just stopped replying to them altogether. Yeah.
So basically, it's a red flag. So don't nobody be hitting him up in his DM saying, "Are you single? You already gone. You're not a contender." Okay. I'm trying to figure out what more could I say.
Well, you could tell them the other stuff, like y'all are doing acting. You guys are.
It's a-
You did say
we're
you mentioned the
currently-
play,
Yeah, we are.
but just in general.
We are inspiring actors, and me and Kate started off modeling together.
Mhm.
By the way, well, not started off. Like I said, when we started off playing basketball together. So I started going to this gym at West Side, and I was in these leagues and tournaments, and he kept being on my team.
Why is that not filmed? Like, I would love to see a scene of you all playing basketball.
We just hooped in Atlanta for
I forgot what it's called.
some fundraiser charity.
Mhm.
It's on your
But they
page.
don't want to show that. And I'm like, it's
Oh,
like,
actually, we got the guys do it. We got Antoine, we got Martel, Marceau.
but was it filmed?
Yeah, we got,
Okay.
but we got our own footage. They didn't
Okay.
film it.
See, that's the issue.
Yeah, do you know Brandon Holland?
If I see him, I might know him.
He does little movies and stuff like that. And if you saw him, you probably know him. No, he lives in Atlanta. He filmed it.
Okay.
So he got all the footage, but he sent it to. I have it though. But yeah, I told them we were doing it. I let them know, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna get the guys, and yeah, Lance, Chris, Martel, Marceau, Antoine, me, Kenny, all playing on the same team. It was dope though. It was a good event.
Like I say, the balance is never there. I would love to like see something like that. You all like maybe raising money or something like that.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
They don't want to show us that.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when Black had the expo, right? We seen so many of the technical difficulties versus the actual
The success.
the success of it. Like we
Wow.
didn't. I'm like, it seemed like something always going on, and then it's overshadowed by drama. And like I said, I
And that's
get
editing
it.
too, because you
Mhm.
didn't have to put all that in there.
I didn't even know. Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
we're
crazy.
sitting up here looking at them. Like, why would y'all show the part of the people on the stage? Then we can literally see them through the overhead projector, like right behind them. Like, okay, we can see y'all shadows. Like, it's so much of what didn't look good versus what did.
Yeah.
We talk about this though, like, is that what people want to see? Like, if you're showing all the good stuff and the positivity,
Would you get
are
ratings?
people really watching
Would
that?
people keep
Are they
tuning in?
interested?
I mean, drama sells.
Yeah.
But at the same time, at least give us something where we can go back and be like, okay, that was good.
Okay.
The balance. part of it.
Because if you look on like Housewives of Atlanta, the alter ego shoots,
I love those.
buying the
We talked about those.
when they went to Africa, buying all the stuff in the store to give to people. You haven't really seen that on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Okay.
I think we saw
Like in the
Nell.
community.
I think Nell did like a backpack drive, but you never see anything where all the fellas come together and like, you know what? Even though we have our drama going on, but let's do something collectively as a team that we can put this out there.
We talked about something.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we probably there'll probably be something coming up, I would assume. Just 'cause, yeah, I'll just say that.
Now you said, have there ever been a situation from this show that you was like, you know what, I don't think I want to do this show anymore. I think I just want to remain your friend and just remove myself from being a part of this. Have you ever went through that yet?
No, not yet. Because I mean, I haven't had any issues with production like that, right? Like I said, there's been some stuff I was like, I ain't saying that. No, I don't know.
You say you're not saying that, like meaning somebody wanted you to say something, or
no. Well, I mean,
'Cause
the conversation went to something that's like, I'm not.
Because I remember Kimmy said on the reunion one time, she was like having a scene with Destiny, like, I try to get you to say certain things or whatever. And I'm like telling production, like, I'm trying, but it won't come out. So when you said have you to say something, like, are they like pushing you like to keep the conversation going to get something out? Like, how does that work?
So when they'll get you together and like, okay, you guys are going to talk about where you left off last time. Remember this happened, that happened, that happened. If that person starts talking about something and is going into the situation, like me and Destiny are talking, and she's like, so yeah, remember when Kenny and Josh? And it's like, I literally just told Kenny I wasn't going to talk about it. So I got to sit back and be like, hey, I can't do it. Like, I'm not, so yeah, there's times where I can't, there's certain things I can't do.
So if people have tried to ask you something and you wouldn't like,
Try to steer the conversation in a certain
for
way.
sure.
now that's loyalty right there.
For sure. It's like, yeah, I can't do it.
And then you had to go back and call Kim like, hey, bro, so this is what just happened.
I'll
Or
give you one. Oh, dang. It hadn't aired yet, so I can't.
oh, never mind.
Dang. But it happened with another friend of me and Kenny's. He's been on the show before. And he came up as the topic of one of the combos. And it was something that's kind of maybe embarrassing to him, whatever. But me and Kenny jumped on board and started joking on the situation, right? So immediately when we got through filming, Kenny goes, we got a call. I said, yeah, we got a call. So Kenny called. Kenny saw him first, and then we did the basketball thing, and then we talked face to face after that. But yeah, this happens, man, because like I said, you still have the balance of real life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I am really friends with these people for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I'm talking about your business, your real business.
What was the goal? I think a lot of people, when they get on reality television, they never have a goal of what they want to meet.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if I get on this show, how can I put myself out there, get my platform to a different level? Like, when you went into this, did you expect anything in return?
So I never went into it. That's the thing.
Because you're not a cast member.
It was literally, Kenny told him about the spot that came out. Oh, this is nice. Can we use it to film? Sure, why not? It's my homeboy. You can film. And then it was, would you mind doing this as his friend? Oh, so you want me to be in it? Yeah, sure. And that's how it happened. So there was never a sit-down moment with me.
Like, hey, be on
like,
this show.
Yes, hey, how would you feel about that? Never happened, right? So, and it's just been, like favors, basically. And, but since then, I have thought about it more. Like, if I can, obviously, my platforms are growing from it. So can I utilize this?
So if you had the opportunity to be on there as a full-time cast member, would you be okay with them diving into your relationship life, like dating and getting into that?
Of course, because I mean, that's what they're going to want to do, because that's what the show is about, right?
Then you also know it comes with drama too, so it's a possibility that you could be involved in something. Like, let's just say it could turn your friendship with Ken to a situation like, okay, we're into it now.
Yeah. I wouldn't worry about that too much. I mean, Kenny has been through a lot for a long time. We've been, so I wouldn't worry about it getting too bad. Like, because we disagree. This happens from time to time, right? And we argue and shit like that. But I don't think there's nothing that could be done though, man. It was to where it's like, I don't mess with Kenny no more at all. He fake, or he, you know what I mean? Like, if Kenny came on the show and was like, Will's a bitch, and he did this and he did that, we probably fight. And then
Go back to being friends.
and then we would do the podcast on Wednesday, right? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't think there's any that doesn't make me afraid. The things that I just kind of worry about would be like sometimes, like, you know, it's like I am a kind of a carefree guy, but I still don't want to have like a terrible image. You know what I mean? Because I mean, people, for the most part, people like me, right? I'm kind of easily likable and easily dislikable. Like, usually people that don't like me just choose not to like me because they just don't want to like me. But if I can avoid that, you know, like, especially when I meet people, I like people to like me because I have a likable personality. Like, what's not to like, right?
So so let's like jump into a relationship. What is something that you look for when it comes to dating?
When it comes to dating, I like honesty because everybody, they keep trying to push this polygamy thing on me on the show, right? Because I've done it before. And I'm like, that doesn't define me. Nothing defines me. Like, I'll do what I want to do when I'm there. I'll look at the situation at the time. But it's honesty. That's the main thing. And someone that can communicate. I don't mean, and I'm not talking about that can tell me their feelings. I'm talking about actually talk. I cannot stand when somebody cannot articulate or even
Like
just
what they're trying to say.
pronunciate. These are pet peeves, like of mine. Like, you have to be able to speak intelligently for me to even want to move forward, right? And then also, I am so much shit. I like pretty women, right? I just, you know, like, not that every woman I ever dated was just like, oh, just drop dead gorgeous, but for me to even want to even think about it,
Is there
I'm gonna have
anyone?
to be. And my idea of what's attractive may not be what people are thinking either, though. Like, they have to be someone that I like.
How can I say this? Is there anyone on the show that maybe a cast member that's single that you probably could see yourself going on a date with?
So
'Cause
people been trying to
there's
push up
pretty
this-
much only one person.
Yeah. So people been trying to push the Destiny thing, right? Me and Destiny are cool, man. And Destiny is pretty. No, Destiny is definitely pretty. But we haven't really. We're just cool. It's like one of the things. When you're cool with somebody, it's just cool. You know what I mean?
I see a match more with you versus Lance.
I know. So me and Lance are cool too, but I don't know their dynamic together. I've never seen it. Like I said, I never watched, so I don't know how they were.
Is it like chemistry?
Yeah.
She's definitely cool. She's like one of the guys for real. Like, when it comes to having conversations, and we talk.
Okay, so you hanging out with Lance, and there's never been nothing brought up about him dating Destiny, or
It has. So I didn't know though, because I said I don't be watching. So I literally didn't know. So when I started coming around, and then Destiny would be around and shit like that, one time he popped up on us at Black. And people were like, he's acting funny. I was like, acting funny? He came to me, dapped me and everything. I didn't notice anything because I don't know the dynamic of everybody here. I just know them. These people are married. These people are married, and that's it, you know? And I was like, what do you mean? And then they were like, you know, I was like, wait, what? They're like, yes, nigga.
So,
Awkward.
Yes. I was like, oh, shit. And I don't think I may have been the one who even called him and told him we were coming there, right? Like,
okay, so you kind of felt like Lance probably felt the way?
it's possible. That's what other people were saying. People were telling me that he probably does. They're like, yeah, he's over here in this area right now because he's probably trying to hate on you type, or, you know, like be seen, be shown. I was like, no, I don't think so. I called him and told him. But I didn't know that they'd even had a thing for real.
What?
Yes, I did not know that was a thing. I didn't.
But you and Destiny were like cool with each other?
Yeah, we were cool. Like, but we talk about just general stuff.
Like, y'all hung out?
About other shit. We talk about
Not like personal stuff.
Like hung out and stuff like that, you and Destiny?
yeah, but not like in a. Well, yeah, no, we did. Yeah, we hung out a few times. Yeah.
Man, everybody want to call me when it get good. Hold on. So this is taking a leg on its own. Okay, hold on. So you, Destiny, y'all cool friends. Y'all hanging out and everything. How did that even get back to the circle though?
Get back to what circle?
Like you said that they're saying that Lance probably fell away.
Because they were at the same location, right?
Yeah.
So, but you and Destiny were already there.
Yeah. we're already
beside
at
each other and stuff. Oh, okay.
Well, not like side by side. You know what I mean? Because we're just at Black. It's just friends hanging out. So
Mhm.
you know, I'm not coupled up with her. And also, I also make that a point. Like if I am hanging out, I'm definitely not gonna sit right next to a woman. Period. Because
So it was a coincidence that you all was there at the same time. Oh, y'all was
I knew
supposed
she
to be
was there.
Okay.
Nah, because we were going there. Like we're gonna go hang out with Marceau and them. They at
Okay.
Black. It's one of those type things. Because this happens. And no, I just went. I came there. She was sitting in the back table in the cut. This little area he had set up, and I just went and joined. And then other people came and joined. And I think Tisha came. She came and she joined. And then Kimmy. You know, it's how it happens. And but then Lance popped up. You know, and then he was like, "Oh, what's up?" He came. He dapped me up, and he gave her the hug and shit. I'm not thinking nothing. I'm thinking he's just another one of the crew. We're just hanging out. And then they were like, "Oh God." I was like, "Oh, what's up?" You know.
So obviously everyone felt there was some kind of chemistry between you and Destiny for him to even feel a certain type of way.
I think they're just
Or
thinking
just
that
the
he
dynamic.
may
Yeah, just-
think- I was thinking that
exactly.
he may think that.
Mm-hmm.
But I like I said, I never picked that up. Lance's to me is a real chill look. I can't see him being like that, to be honest. From what I know of him. If I told Lance, I was like, man, look, I'm about to marry Destiny, dog. He'd probably be like, that's what's up. That's how I feel. Like from what I know him, he'd be like, all right. You know, so but from what they were saying, they were like, I think he might be feeling some kind of. I think that's why he might be staying over here. That's why he wouldn't leave. And so I'm just like, but you know.
But it's
knows?
also the show, and they want to make it juicy
And
and make
it could be that too. They might be trying to create
Yeah.
something that's not, I don't know.
Were you shocked to see any of the scenes with them together on the show, or you never seen the scenes yet?
I haven't seen them.
Okay.
No, I haven't seen their scenes. I have not seen their scenes. I really didn't know nothing.
You would be great on the reunion. You would be so good on the reunion. Okay.
I might get some people in trouble.
Is there anything, anyone that you could look up to from the show?
I think I look up to a lot of them. I mean, because everybody has, I consider a lot of, like, Marceau's a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Marceau is an asshole, right? And he does a lot. And I don't think he makes all great decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But Marceau's a smart guy. He's very funny. You know what I mean? And he's even people that don't make good decisions. He's one of those people, but he can still give you some wisdom in what you got going on. Like he may not do the right thing in his shit, but for what you got going, he can give you some good insight. Mm-hmm. Right? So yeah, I've looked up. Actually, I've looked up for Marceau for a long time. Like. You know, I've learned that about him. He was that type of guy a long time ago when I was a really young man. I mean, Martell, he was doing this thing with the business and like the way he had his stuff set up, you know, so I could look up to that. And then Fletcher, you know, in his business and things like that in his marriage, you know, like I talked to him and Miss Nell and they give you good insight on stuff. I really love them together, you know, like all those guys, those marriages, like the good part of it, the good parts they have, they're good. Like when you see them and they're good. How loving, you know, Maurice and Kimmy are, and like when they're, I love to see affection.
Like I say, we don't get to see that at all. Never see anything good that's pertaining to the couples on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Like I told you, that balance isn't there for us to see that.
Well, but we all got images too, though, right? Mm-hmm. So, and the images are also molded by the show. So, if let's say, everybody thinks Trish is cold, right? So, if that's her image, she might want to keep it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So when the camera is rolling, she might let's say she's being affectionate, really affectionate, but this goes against who she is. Yeah. When the camera start rolling, she might scoot over because that's me. This is who you guys want to see, or this, you know, whatever. So I don't know. I'm not saying that could be the case, but I do know that the people who they create characters. Mm-hmm. So I try to myself make sure I try to be me no matter what all the time.
So tell us more about this play. So you're obviously a creative. So what all do you like to create outside of plays? And
well, I'll create. Well, I can create a lot in barbering. Mm-hmm. I draw. You know, sometimes I get in the book and just do some doodles, things like that. I do like to do videos and stuff. Like we work on some stuff together. The stuff that we do on the page, the 2WICKED page. Things like that. That's a lot of fun. I love getting in there and just doing a little bit of editing, things like that. And I write music. Okay. I play the piano as well. Okay. And so
can you read music too?
Yeah. I'm trained. Okay. You know, I think I started piano lessons.
I'm a PK. I was forced to play, and I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, that's why I played. That's why I had to because we had nothing at our church.
Mhm.
We just had a piano sitting in the back for years. My mom was like, "You're gonna play that piano."
What denomination?
AME, African Methodist. It's like it was just me, no drums, just me, right? So yeah, that's why I started playing, and yeah, so I do some stuff.
All right. So basically, y'all got some things in the works that's coming up soon.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely
Ain't no
enjoyed this
things about it.
conversation, and I can't wait
This is
to
a
have,
good one.
I can't wait
I
to
hope
have
I
Ken.
I hope I ain't get nobody in trouble. Production, if I said too much, my bad.
But you know the thing is, you actually put a lot of stuff in place for me, and I'm pretty sure everyone that's watching. I think you create a storyline for next season.
Oh yeah, I
I
don't see
would-
how. I'm
Really?
really okay. I see. That scares me because I think I may have said something I shouldn't have.
In a